Can you tell me a little bit about what goes into preparing for this episode? Fans might not be aware of all that it entails.
Well, our producers, like you said very correctly, come the day after Halloween, start preparing for what the ideas will be for our show this year. And they pull from pop culture, whatever movie's hot, whatever couples are hot, all that stuff.
Yeah, the longer it sort of evolves over time, because we start spitballing ideas at each other, shows that we're watching, moments that we think are relevant. Then at the 6-month mark, we reconvene, usually throw all of those ideas out the window, and something new and interesting pops up. And then in August, in earnest, we meet and we really start putting the show together.
What can you tease about the costumes that viewers can expect? I know some of them are well under wraps, but what can you share?
I think that they won't be disappointed. Our theme this year is only Halloween in the building, so that should give you some idea of where we're headed. It's going to be a lot of what people are talking about, or that people may have been talking about very recently. A lot of celebrity couples, because we slip into them with great ease. And then there's some bonkers stuff ripped from the headlines.
Yeah. And there's some stuff that I didn't even understand.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah. So a lot of, as per usual, and this is a year after year thing, Mark and I don't really necessarily understand what our Halloween show is about until
we see it.
And then it dawns on us, oh, that's what we were. So a lot of times we don't even know what we are. They'll just give us a line reading, or they'll show us something on the computer and say, do this like this. And we're kind of oblivious as to what we are, because if it's not something we're familiar with, then we just sort of rely on.
And it always works out.
We always trust our producers.
And are there any moments that any pop culture moments that you really wanted to recreate this year that, again, I don't know if you're able to share, but if you are.
Share one, right? We can share one.
You can share one.
Travis and Taylor were at the U.S. Open. Everybody saw it. I knew what that was. I knew. I didn't
know what that was, by the way. I didn't know what he was, and I didn't know what I was. And they put the wig on me and the outfit, and I still didn't know what I was. And then they showed me the clip, and I was like, oh, it's Taylor and Travis.
Right.
But then I didn't know the song that everybody seemed to know. So I truly am like, wow, I've really been in a work bubble for decades at this point that I'm so behind.
So I'm so excited to chat with you about the Taylor and Travis transformation. Kelly, with the glasses, with the red lips, did you really feel like Taylor? I thought you were giving Taylor vibes.
She was.
No, I've got to tell you, nobody gives less Taylor vibes than me. And I'll tell you why. If you put a red lip on me, and this is famously, historically, and in real life, on the rare occasions that I've worn a red lip, I become unable to, for whatever reason, move my mouth. I just am so afraid of getting red lipstick on my teeth, red lipstick everywhere. I don't want it to go outside of the lines. So I become almost immobilized by just the mere presentation of red lips.
And I had a mustache. I had a handlebar mustache. And so that was hard for me to do that stuff.
You were him last year. Last year. So it's not foreign for Mark to play a super athlete.
And he's a good guy. And I've never met him, but he seems like a great guy and he's funny. And so I think who knows, he may see it. It's like, who's that short guy trying to come off as me? They did have to stand me up on some boxes. Pretty funny, yeah.
They stood both of us on boxes.
A little height disparity.
Both of us have such height disparities with regard to these actual people that they had both of us on boxes.
That's so great. Any other behind the scenes things that people might want to know? That's so fun.
There's so much pop culture involved in this particular year. not more so. I can't say more so than normal because every year we sort of up the bar. But we have a lot of pop cultural references that people will be very attuned to.
And hopefully they get.
And we have a
Yeah.
lot of funny takes on events that happened in the recent past. We put our own twist on certain world events that happened in the recent past. That's all I'm going to say.
That's amazing. And going back to Taylor and Travis just for a second, because you guys are actors, when you're embodying these characters, and I don't know, Mark, you said you haven't met Travis, but I don't know if you guys have also met Taylor. Are you taking certain things from them?
I mean, we're watching a clip and we're just kind of get into the move.
We literally are mimicking what we're seeing on the computer because, you know, I've known Taylor Swift since she was a young teenager and first appeared on our show many, many, many years ago. And she's been on our show many times, and in every era of her life, she is just as charming and divine and delightful, and you know, all of the things that you think she is for all of these years. So it's like I can't capture the essence of that in a very brief clip of her dancing at the US Open, but I did my best to at least not embarrass her on behalf of both of us.
Same.
So when you think about Halloween, Mark, I know you haven't had as many shows as Kelly, but what are the types of costumes that you both enjoy getting to do on the show?
I can speak for Mark.
I'm not a Halloween guy.
Mark enjoys the process of removing every costume, and at the end of it, when it's all gone, he loves it.
You know, I just do it. I have to do it. I will say this, that the Halloween show last year, I was like, oh gosh, what is this going to be? And it was really, really fun. It was super easy because we'd done so much preparation. He
couldn't understand how the Halloween show was going to happen.
Show, yeah,
he didn't really understand it. And I said, don't worry. Just go with it. Follow the producers. Run when they tell you to run. It's almost like I hosted SNL once in my life. And I always say, like, our Halloween show is the closest thing to hosting SNL that there is to actually hosting SNL. You see something, you come out, you do your live opening bit, then you throw to a tape piece, you run backstage while that tape piece is playing, then they go to commercial break. You've got like the tape piece and 2 minutes to change. Hair, makeup, wardrobe, costume, everything. You've got like a very small window of time to get back out there and do the next segment. And that's how the show runs.
And it's fast. It's super, super fast.
It's the fastest hour in a lifetime of fast hours.
I just want to transition to Mark's time on the show in general. I know you've been at Live officially now for about 1.5 years.
Yeah.
A question for both of you, how does it compare to what you thought it might be, what you expected?
Gosh, what did I expect? You know, I don't know. I think 1.5 years in, I finally feel like kind of have my sea legs. Not so anxious before a show starts or an interview is going to happen because that usually terrified me, especially if there's somebody really famous. I kind of clammed up. Now I'm a little more comfortable interjecting a question or two. I don't know. We're having a lot of fun. I think it's good to know that the audience has welcomed me on a show that's so, part of their mornings and their lives for so many years. I don't know. I think we're having a lot of fun.
Yeah, I can just I always speak on behalf of me and myself and us as a group, all the producers. We just love having Mark here. We are unapologetically thrilled with how amazing he is, what he brings to the show every day. He's truly just utterly enjoyable to watch. And I find myself watching him during the show, almost like I'm watching TV. And it's really just a pleasure to work with him. He makes us feel very safe and protected and energized. And he's given us all sort of a new lease on this place.
Wow. That's so nice.